Well, my name's Simon P. Hayward. Thanks for turning up. Hi, Sean. Hi, Michelle. Yeah,
Hey Simon,
good to have you here, mate. Hey,
thanks, buddy.
so today we just um, wanted to go through branding yourself and a lot of the things that I've done to create a brand for myself on my blog, and which bleeds over into all the social media and stuff like that. So I just wanted to show you a few tips and tricks on how we go about doing this. We use the Kalatu blog platform. It's based on WordPress, so a lot of this stuff you can actually do on WordPress, but you're going to need the plugins to do it. So if you're WordPress inclined, it's a really good platform. WordPress itself, I've always used it, but now we've got the Kalatu blog platform. Well, it's a lot easier. You get all the plugins that you really need for success, and we find it SEO'd better. So your search engine optimization is a hell of a lot better than just WordPress. So you're actually riding on the back of a awesome platform, which allows you to get blog posts and stuff up to rank one in Google and stuff like that really quickly if you're using the right keywords. So you don't have to do too much of the SEO side of it. All right. So here we go on my blog, and so I've got like my background picture and stuff like that. It's my face is everywhere. So when you're branding yourself, especially for your own blog, it's all about you. So it's simonphayward.com, and it's Simon P. Hayward's here, and his face is everywhere. Or should I say my face? Don't want to talk in the third person, be a bit crazy. Okay, so blog like having your blog posts is good. Like it's going to bring you traffic, and if you get them in the right place with the right keywords, you'll be able to get a ton of traffic from it, right? But what you want to be doing is branding yourself different to everyone else. You just even if you're writing a blog on like a particular niche, like the health niche, you actually want to brand that blog different to everyone else. So it's very similar. So I just want to go through right from the beginning, where how and what you do, what you need to do. All right. So I just thought I'd show you what mine looks like to start with. All right. So WordPress looks the same as Kalatu. It all works the same. You got your dashboard over here. The extra things in the Kalatu stuff that you get is like the 21-day blogging challenge, which helps you out with what to write. Okay, we get a whole bunch of the extra plugins, which stuff like landing page builders and pop-ups and like analytics and HTML editing. All right, so same as you got posts and comments and like your widgets and your theme settings, all the same as WordPress because it's all built on the WordPress system. So it's the same running platform. So if you've used WordPress, you're going to understand Kalatu pretty easily. And if you've never used WordPress, well, it's not that hard to actually use and make a post and stuff like that. All right. So, but what's going to be hard if you are using WordPress is knowing what plugins and widgets to actually use to create your blog to do what we do on a relatively quick basis. So after like you've created your blog within the platform itself, I can't actually show you how to go and do that because obviously I've already done that. But for those that have got the Kalatu blog system and they're wondering how to actually do that, just get a hold of me through my blog, simonphayward.com, or find me on Facebook, and I'll walk you through it. It's really quick and easy. It should only take you 5 minutes. Basically, can we can do it this end, can't we, Sean? I think if I go to my blogs, if you're in your Empower back office and you go to my blogs, it'll come up with a setup page. So if you want to create a new blog, you just choose a domain that it's going to be on, right? I'm pretty sure it's the same. And then the site name, so my site name, Simon P. Hayward, and then the site title is, Simon P. Hayward. Because what it's going to do is going to give you a it's going to give you the like building a brandonline.com, and then it's going to give you a / Simon P Hayward. That's your blog domain within the Kalatu system. It doesn't matter whether you're in EN or you've got Kalatu on the side. It's going to still do that. So there's a bunch of videos in here to actually, where are the video tutorials, domain tutorials. If you go to the domain tutorials, you can actually map the domain name to your domain name. So when someone types in like simonphayward.com, it goes to simonphayward.com, or it'll show up like you see here. It shows up as simonphayward.com, but the actual domain is building a brand online / simonphayward.com, because I'm actually running the blog on the Kalatu system, which is building a brand online. So that's how you get your free domain. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is go to your themes and choose a theme. Now, what's really good about the Kalatu blog system is that you can actually configure these themes in any way you actually really want it to be. These are just a base, a start point. You don't have to have it looking like this at all, right? So that's what I want to show you. Like I've actually used the Paul Hutchings one, right? And it actually, I've changed it to, it doesn't actually look like this. I've changed it to look more like this, right? So it had it up here where Paul's got his little picture. It had an actual circle picture, and I went and got rid of that so I could put that picture in there. But I didn't like that picture there, and then have that picture there as well. So I sort of went away from that. But they've all got their certain little things, and when you see them and you start to play with them, then you'll sort of understand what you can and can't do. All right, so just choose which one you want. Now, when you get it, there's two levels of the Kalatu system. There's the basic and the premium. If you get the premium, anything that's got a premium banner on it is the stuff that you get to play with on the premium. So like the landing pages and stuff like that, creating landing pages is part of the premium, and some of these, because these blogs are, I think they've been like specifically built either for these people, or they've gone and already had WordPress ones built for themselves and they've brought them to the Kalatu system. I don't know how they've done it. So it's well worth having premium to start with. Just for the extra stuff that you do get to put on your blog. So you just choose one that sort of pops out to you. How you sort of think about how you want your site to look. Okay, sort of, do you want to have your headings up the top, like your menus up the top, like Alex? Here he's got his video here, and then the capture here. And his posts are all down here. Or do you want it like Anna's, you know what I mean? Like all her socials underneath a nice picture of herself and a quote from her, and then it's I think that's just on her about page. I don't know if that's her home page. I've never actually been to her website. So there's some really cool stuff you can do in here. There's a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials, right? Make sure you watch all these tutorials. They'll get you rolling on all the basic stuff. How to do a blog post, how to set up a page, how to set up a menu, what sorts of menus you should be doing. Now, one of the first things you should be doing before you go and do anything else is get your connect page up and your about page, which is like my story. When people come to your site and you're building it, then it's the home page, your about page, so they know who you are, right, and your connect page, so they can get in contact with you before you've even put up, capture pages, like capture forms and banners and stuff. Like it comes with banners already set up, but as you can see, you'll notice mine is different. I've gone right away from using them because it's all about my brand and me being. You want to set yourself up as a leader. So even if you're like brand new. If you're brand new to the industry, you can do this. It doesn't matter. As long as you're out there and you're confident to put your face out there, then you're set to set yourself up as a leader straight away, right? So even like if you don't have a PDF or like a what we call a lead magnet to put in here, you can still capture people's names. It doesn't make a difference. Well, it makes a big difference actually that you've got a lead magnet, but you can get people to sign up to a newsletter on your website, of your hottest tips. Okay, so just choose whatever one you want to go with. You can fiddle around with colors and stuff like that, and I haven't actually gone through and tried to fiddle around with everything in every single blog. So it's going to be hit and miss for yourself. If you can't do what you want to do with one particular theme, right? Go and see if you can do it with another theme. Just these are all bases, okay? So you just understand that they're all like a base, okay? And you can build up from there. So once you've got your theme, you want to go to theme settings, and this is going to be where you change a lot of the stuff on your actual theme. All right, so we're loading pretty well. I'll just pause that video. You don't need to see him going on about his stuff all the time. Okay, so on the side here, you've got your menu of the stuff that you can fiddle with, like all the basic stuff. Okay, this is the stuff that you can change directly on what the page looks like. So like your opt-in settings. So like this is my opt-in here. Okay, so show the opt-in in the header or show it in the footer. So if I click that opt-in would still show up down below. Let's just quickly jump down here in this footer. Okay. Now, what you need to consider here, right, is this is what we call the fold. Right, so this is where you land. This is how everyone sees it, right? Anything after the first time they scroll, when they scroll, this is called the fold. Okay, either they're going to jump in straight away, right? They're going to sign up straight away, or when they go like this, that line there is the fold, right? So even though it's like my home page, it's the same on your actual like blog posts, right? So everything after the fold is considered like secondary market, right? So I've got like my freedom action plan or your freedom action plan here and here, right? This is continued onto a post. So if I go over to another post, right, it's continued straight over to there. So people actually continue to see this. This is just the home page one. It's going to load up, right? So if you see a post, right, the header disappears. Like my brand, Simon P. Hayward stays there. Freedom Specialist, help you gain your freedom. It stays there because that's my title to my page. All right. So, but my banner actually stays there. And if you've got I would say specific banner for when you get your Kalatu blog, it'll stay there on every page. You can get rid of them if you want on your main page, but you don't want to. After that, you sort of want to have like videos and testimonials. It's good to have testimonials and stuff. Like I haven't put any of my testimonials up yet, so we'll roll with that as I go and put them on, and I'll show you how to go and do them. Okay. So anyway, so you can fiddle with your opt-in stuff. The video embed, you want to use the embed code from YouTube. So we'll just go here, and I'll quickly grab the embed code. All right. So we'll just pause it. We don't need to see that. Hello, Chris. All right. So all you want to do is go share. Now you don't want this code here. This code here is for like sharing to your social and stuff like that, Facebook and Google Plus, right? You actually want the embed code. Oh, thanks, Chris. I can't actually embed this video. We'll just choose a different one. pause. So, all right. Sure he was. Right, so we just want the embed code. So this code here, and you can fiddle with it. You can like take the suggested videos off after it. If you when you see YouTube, you'll get like a grid, like a 9 grid, a 3x3 grid of all the videos that comes up after it. You want to get rid of that because if you're using YouTube to do like sales videos and like bridge videos, you don't want those videos coming up after you've gone and said, here, join this, and then they'll go and click on one of those other videos. You don't want that. So you can get rid of the player controllers, and whether or not you show the video's title in there or enable like the privacy settings. Okay, so what you do is just grab that iframe and copy it, and then you can go and just drop it into the header video. Now you are stuck at a certain height. So if I go back now, you are stuck at a certain height and width right now. Okay, I'm sort of, especially with this blog, I'm sort of working out how to get rid of stuff and sort of really change it up so it does look really different at the moment. But you're stuck to a certain video size here, right? Which is okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. If you want a bigger video, like you can actually use like your blog as an actual landing page, and there's some really cool stuff that you can do with that before you even actually go to like premium to use the landing pages as a landing page. So you can do some really cool stuff with just the blogs. If you want to get like simonphayward.com and then like work with simonphayward.com, and then I can set that up as an actual landing page with a capture form and a really sweet video of me and stuff like that. I can do that. And so having just basic, you can actually do that too, just by changing a few things in the settings here. But there's a whole ton of, like, if you watch all those videos I said before, they'll actually show you how to do that, right? So there's no use in me showing you the stuff that you do that. So, well, we're here to do a bit of branding, right? So when you set this video up, you want to do a video like this. Video is like, welcome to my blog. Thanks for turning up. Just for turning up and taking massive action. Subscribe to my list, and then grab my my PDF. Your Freedom Action Plan, right? So that's like introduction to me. Thanks for turning up, and then pushing him over to opt in straight away. You know what I mean? So, and I've set this to autoplay. So if you see in the iframe here, I've got the autoplay. So after the rel equals 0, add and autoplay equals 1 colon or semicolon, right? So if you add that into any of your videos, when someone goes to that page, instantly autoplays, right? So it's really good for when you're doing your landing pages and you don't want people to click on anything until they have to, all right? So just instantly plays, and that's why I've got it set up on my blog that way as well. All right, so then you can just change the text. This is your header. So like your hook, grab them and then tell them what to do, right? So grab your copy of your Freedom Action Plan now, and there's the video of me telling him to subscribe to my list, right? So subscribe to my list, get onto my list, and then it's put your email in here, put your name in here. It's like you got to tell people what to do, all right? So there's I don't have the footer image for the opt-in on or anything like that because I want them to be up here, and the plan is to actually brand through banners, because if you've got another opt-in on the bottom, what's the point when you can just click on a banner and then go to another page you've set up? Okay, so then there's things like the header, right? So at the moment I've got no image, but when you, like I said before, you end up with a circle image. So I'll just show you the image. No, I can't because I've got it turned off. That's why I can't do it. So I'll go and show you with the code how to do that. So just put the title of your site in there, and the text is like I've got freedom specialist helping you gain your freedom. Okay, so that's I'm a freedom specialist. I'm trying to portray myself as a freedom specialist and helping people getting free by making money online, right? So then my background, I've gone and made a picture in Facebook, in Photoshop. I use Photoshop for all my creatives, so like my banners and stuff like that, and my backgrounds. Okay, so um, do you want me to quickly? No, I'll do it a bit later. So we'll get into that later, right? So sometimes you're going to be messing around. Like it took me a while to mess around with this particular picture to get it the way I wanted to do it. So if you notice, I've got the gradient in there, and then like the cool picture of me, and where it is. Like I can put it, you can have it in the middle here, but it's going to be covered up because it's in the background. So you've only got a certain amount of real estate on your screen. So the bigger the screen you have, like if you've got someone who sees it as a 60-inch monitor, it's going to be, your picture is going to be way over there in the corner and down the middle. Most people use a laptop, so it's going to be, if I do this, right, you see it disappears, right? So it sort of gets covered up. That's because it's laptop size, right? So I'm on a 24-inch monitor right now, so it's a little bit better than seeing it on a 15-inch monitor. So you got to sort of consider these things when you're building out your blog. So like when I go to my like mobile, like my mobile phone, it all squashes right down. So I don't know if I'll do it here. So if I squash this down, right, you'll see it change. You see it's gone from like full screen, right? So it changes. So that's what it looks like on a mobile device. So like like an iPad or your mobile, right? So the menu just like disappears into a little menu, and then like the black border comes up with my title and my videos there, and then my capture page goes down to this. So it's already mobile ready to go. That's the other great thing about Kalatu. But you need to think about this at the same time. All right. So if you go down further, it just starts to squeeze things in a lot neater into a mobile device. And if I go right down to mobile, which is about that, you can see it all still looks all really cool, right? This is the really good thing about Kalatu, that you don't have to have an extra widget or plugin to actually make it do that and stuff around. You don't have to stuff around. It just instantly does it. So even though we're going to stuff around with the CSS coding, that's for like literally for laptops and like larger PC screens. All right. Now your favicon, you want to set your favicon as your face, right? It's all about branding. This is what we're here for. We're all about making ourselves a presence on online, right? So Facebook's got their little icon, and you know that when it gets bookmarked, that's Facebook, right? So that's what your favicon does. Okay, so if you see up here, like it's really small, my head, that's my head there, and that's what it is. So when people bookmark me, right, they've always got my face in their face. Okay, so have your like a nice little picture of yourself. I did that you can go, that's 512 by 512 pixels. I'm pretty sure that's about as far as you want to go. You don't want to go too big because it's going to struggle. So you got to think about like loading time. So if you've got really big pictures that are like 4,000 pixels wide and 4,000 pixels high, it's going to take a lot of computing power to squash it down to something that's only this big. Okay. So you don't want to go too big with stuff, especially with the favicon. It doesn't need to be that big. It's not going to be any bigger than that anyway. You can get away with it being at 112 pixels by 112 pixels, but I do it at 512 pixels because it gives a better resolution to start with. All right. Your navigations are just your menus. I'll I'll jump quickly over into the menu section. You can see like my home, my stories, my about page, tools, all the tools that I use in the business. The blog just comes up with all your blog posts. Connect is like how you get in contact with me. And then I've got like the live hangouts page. So like you can watch this live hangout through my website, right? And there's then on that page is I'll quickly show you. Okay, so on that page is the latest video of the latest training, right? So people can go and see what the latest training is when it loads. Oh no, it's not going to do that. Okay, I'll load it another page. Duh. Let's hope it didn't do that. Stay on customize. So it loads into another window normally. We'll just let it load up. All right, so I'll come back to that. Right, so with your pages and your static pages, right? If you have a static page, like if you build a page, like I said, you can build a landing page before you even like go to premium and be able to create like capture forms and landing pages and stuff. You can actually build one straight on the site. It's actually Kalatu actually gives you that option to do that. That's why Kalatu is so powerful. So even if you're only starting out and you can only like afford to get the basic version, you can still build a capture page. So you can go and get another website name, like domain name. So if you get like simonphayward.com, like I said before, work with simonphayward.com, and I can turn that into my capture page. So I can send people to that capture page, but it's just one of my other blogs, and then you can turn that into another blog later on if you want. Right. So so I've got my live hangouts. People can come here. They can leave a Facebook comment for like when they watch the video. You know what I mean? If they got questions, like they can leave me a comment here, and it's gonna come through my comment section if they do see the video during the week when I'm not here, and then I can come back straight away and write a reply to them. You know what I mean? So you're always giving your audience a way to contact you. And it's like if someone comes here and they're not on my list, that's a new lead, right? So if they leave a comment just like they do on Facebook, that's a new lead, right? So you want to be contacting them all the time. So you got to give them the chance to comment and stuff everywhere on your blog. So you got the video there, how to connect with me on Facebook if they want to connect with me on Facebook, and then if they're watching it and I'm not here, they can get more info, and if they want to jump on the team because like what we do is really cool, because obviously what we do is really cool, they can join the team, and then like leave a comment and like have your questions answered live, right? So when we're live, like right now, people who are watching on YouTube, I don't just send them to the YouTube channel, I send them to here so that they can watch live the video, and obviously this one's not live right now on here, and they can ask a question live, and then I can find out straight away what people are sort of how they're feeling and what direction they're going in. All right. So anyway, but that video, if you want to turn your blog into a capture page, the video is actually in the video section. There's 3 video sections. There's the hacks, there's the getting started stuff, and all the blogging stuff, and then there's the replays of all the trainings, the Q&As as well. Now the opt-in stuff here this is for actually putting in your post. All right, so it'll be like if this was a post, there's an opt-in page down the bottom, and I'm not sure why mine isn't coming up. Right, so all you do is like choose a style. You'll have to choose look at the page to actually see what style it is, right? And then like I'm with Get Response, so I just click on Get Response and you get Aweber and PT Sender, all right? And then all you do is chuck in your Get Response campaign name. So if it's like test.101 or test 101, like you just put that campaign name in there, and as long as your set up in your back office, in your Empower back office, you'll be fine. You don't need to go and do anything extra because you need to set it there first, and then you can actually set up all these capture forms on your blog. Okay, so Sean, did you want me to quickly? Oh, we lost Michelle. So, did you want me to quickly show you how to set that up?
Sure, that'd be awesome.
All right. So I'll just do that on the fly. Go into, I think it's iPass. The iPass stuff. So all you do here, right, is choose. It's the same thing, Sean. You just choose which system you're using, right, and then you choose the group. But there's an extra option there. You've actually got to put in. I think you've got to put your API in there. Are you with Aweber or GetResponse?
GetResponse.
Yeah. So if I go to here, I go to just move me out of the way for a second. I go to, I believe it's my account details.
You got to go to integrations.
Account details, integrations.
Yeah, API. API number.
Oh yeah, API. They're right there under integrations, and then you just grab that key and you stick it in your Empower office or your iPass back office, and then choose which one of these you use.
So you have to pick that group there on the right hand side of the GetResponse.
Yes. Yeah. So you make a form. You've got to make a web form for that group, right? So have you? So if you go to forms, right? So you create. Are you going to load? I'm not doing that. Let's go back to there for a minute, just in case to get my API taking all my traffic. So then, yeah, all you have to do is the same here. Is just pick the group that it goes into. So, and it'll just keep going into the same group. Whatever group that is. And your thank you message will send them to. It'll come up with thanks for jumping on my list or subscribing to my list. Make sure you something like thanks for subscribing to my list. Make sure to check your spam folder just in case my email lands in there. You know what I mean? So you just got to make sure that you tell them everything, because a lot of people don't know. G'day, Simon here, coming to you from the shush. A lot of people don't know. Just assume everyone knows nothing. So make sure you're telling them to opt in. You're telling them to click this button. You're telling them to check their spam folder. You're telling them to click this link. You're always telling them what to do. So just assume that 98% of the population are stupid, and you'll be fine. I'm not saying everyone out there is stupid. Just make sure that everyone knows what to do. You sort of, and I hate the word grooming. You're gearing them in a way to think that they need to start clicking links, and that way when they start reading your emails, they're clicking links as well. Okay, so but I don't use this opt-in anyway, because I build my own and I get people to other pages. All right, so now your social pop settings, like if you've got a Facebook social, all these are all these are just the share ones. All right, so it'll come up on your post, share the love, blah blah blah. All right, and then your author box, just just another picture of you. Sort of what you want to do is use the same picture across the board. So like that picture there is the same picture I've got on my Facebook, the same picture I've got on my Google, the same picture I've got on my YouTube, the same picture I've got on my LinkedIn. Okay, so when people go there or they go looking for you, they're like, "Oh, what does that dude look like?" You know, and they're like, "You've got a picture of you going like this in one place, and then you've got a picture of you like that, and then you've got a picture of you doing something stupid, and then you got a picture of you, the bit about branding is that you're consistent across the board. So if you're going to go and change something in your brand, like if I went and changed that picture, I want to change it everywhere. I don't want to just change it in one place. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be doing it too often, is what I'm trying to get at. But you don't have to go and get like professional photos done. All my photos are done with this. Like, most of them are done with that. Like, I've got my DSLR, but I very rarely use it, which is really funny. Like, I use it when I, go out and take photos and stuff of pretty places because the pixel size of the pictures are huge. But when I'm taking photos of myself, I don't use more than that, Or if you've got a GoPro or the best thing to have is if the quality of your phone camera, and you can't get good pictures, just go and get a really small pocket-sized camera, right? $100, and you're set. You can do it. You can use it for video. If you're using it for video, the audio is not too flash. Make sure you use your phone for the audio. Just use your headphone mic. Like, these are really good. Or you can go and get one of those shirt mics and just plug it in the back, and it's going to do the same. And you just record the sound. And a trick to sort of line the sound up when you're doing the video is count down like they do on TV. 3, 2, 1, and then click. You know how they do that in the movies? It's actually for a specific reason. It's so that there's a spike and in the audio and in the video, they know that where that click's coming down in the video, that they can actually line the audio up to click, right? So whenever I go 3, 2, 1, and I can edit that bit out. But if I don't know where the spike is on this video and then the spike is on the audio from the other phone, I can't line the two up, right? So you need to actually be able to line the two up. So if you're using a little camera, leave the sound on it, but the sound's going to suck, right? Same as it does on my DSLR. It's not that great. You actually want really good audio, and the way to get really good audio is to use your phone. And it's cheap because you've already got a phone. You might have two phones, or you can go and get an audio, like dictaphone, right? But make sure you use a microphone with it, because the microphone that's actually on it sucks. You've actually got to plug a microphone into it. So, just plug your headphones in. They got really good, they're really good microphones now these days. But they're not directional microphones. They're, if you've got a microphone that's, one of the shirt ones, it's actually a directional microphone. The sound only goes up and out, right? But the sound is all the way around. They're different microphones, and they're set up differently. So just be aware that that's going to capture a lot more sound that's going around you than a directional microphone. That's all. All right. So just quickly, we'll just give away everything that we do in the one video. All right. So now your author box. What was that? That was the social pop. So your author box is, picture of you, thank people for reading your post, and then you can set up your YouTube and stuff like that to where people can connect with you. All right. So as long as it's always in someone's face. So, and you always want to be in their face. So you connect with them on YouTube, you connect with them through the email, you're connecting through them on all the social sites. So when you're blasting out your content, right, you're in their face. So if today I don't check my email, how do I know that you've sent me a video? I got a notification on Facebook, the video's on there. I got a notification on Google, the video's on there. I got a notification on YouTube, the video's there. If you've put content from your blog, I didn't go to your blog today, so it's on Facebook. It's in my face, right? So you know it's you're going to be in their face everywhere, and that's how you can't just rely on email anymore because not everyone checks their email. People get lazy, right? So don't stress when people aren't opening your email. Just make sure that you're doing your job and that you're sending your content to YouTube, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Google Plus. It's everywhere you want people to be, right? It's not just about grabbing new leads. It's being able to be in the inbox of everyone that you's on your email list to start with. So if they don't open the email, you've got them, right? The bigger your net is, right, the more chance that people are going to see your content and then come back to your website to check it out, or like go to watch a video on YouTube. And it's good loading your stuff on YouTube because once you've done that, you put it on your blog, and then you send that to your list, right? You send the blog page to your list. They'll watch the video on your blog page, but it counts your ranking on YouTube because the video is embedded, so it's counted as a view on your YouTube as well, right? And the same thing with Facebook. Facebook loves videos, they love content because it's a website, right? They love pictures because it's a website. It's not a social service, right? As much as like it's a way to contact people and like chat to them and stuff like that. Start thinking that Facebook is another blog. Okay, make sure don't treat it like Facebook. Don't go and just plaster crap everywhere, right? Actually build content like you're building it on your blog. Don't don't just go and like post 600 like um, quotes today. Don't just post like 600 quotes with it's no rhyme or reason to it. Right? So when you when you're building a blog post out, right, you're introducing like the problem and the idea, and like then you sort of go into a story on how it sort of helped you out and what it did for you that you fixed the problem. And then you fix the problem by telling them how to do it, and then you tell them to you give them a call to action, right? So you tell them to, like, if it's on Facebook, go to your blog post, go and watch a video, go and sign up for this. You know what I mean? So, but what you really want to do is actually drag the people over to your blog, so your blog's getting better ranking and more views and more leads, and people are getting onto your list there. So instead of being like doing too much active marketing, like talking to people 24 hours a day on Facebook, you can actually do it passively where people are signing up to your list and you don't know who they are, and then they're actually signing up into your business and you don't know who they are until they say, hey, I've joined you, and can we have a chat? So that's the passive marketing, and then you're like, woo, all the time, right? So that's where your phone's going ding 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 ding. I got 10 people today, I don't know who they are, right? So if you give them a way to contact you all the time on Facebook, on Google, on YouTube, you're always like saying on your YouTube videos, subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, go to my blog, simonphayward.com, and check me out. Then people are going to be seeing you everywhere, and they're going to see you as a leader. But if you're not doing this stuff, you can't set, like, even if you put all these pictures here, right, you're not actually setting yourself as a leader, right? So the other thing you have to do is teach people how to do stuff, right? So, but that's easy, man, because even if you start today, you've learned something, right? You've learned how to set up your blog. Go and show them how to set up their blog, and then you can give them that video as your lead magnet, right? So if you do a 40-minute video, you can say, hey, this is how you set up your blog for like branding yourself, right? It's not hard to actually do that, and you can set your phone over here and do that, or you can go and get some, like, if you go to my tools page, you can actually get like video capture software that I use, and like I've gone through a lot of stuff, and I found some really cool like cheap options, and got free stuff. If you're starting out and you're sort of and stuff like that, then you need to just like I do what the bare bones approach. You know, the stuff that you just need to do to get by, to get rolling. But if you you don't want to be going out there and like just blasting content without no rhyme or reason. All right. Because if you're not leading people to where you want them to be, then you're not capturing leads and stuff. All right. So and then your banner ads, like if you see this when you start up with the banner ads, everyone comes up with the same banner ads, and there's only a few that can actually choose from. But like I've put my own banner ads in here because I'm branding myself as like Simon P. Hayward. This is me. Like you come into my blog for me. You know, I want you to come into my business. But the thing is that I want you to come into my business when you decide to come into my business. It doesn't worry me that you just want to like come and join me. You know, it's not that push. The thing about business is that if you treat it like Fight Club, all right. First rule about Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. All right. So you want to be making all the value that you do is like helping people out. Right. So how can I help you out? All right. So even in your videos is like, this is your problem and I can solve it. Okay. But if you're like, this is your problem, I can solve it, join my business, that turns people off. Okay. So you don't want to be doing business that way. All right. So once you've got your initial setup, right? So you got your header, your name, your home page, your contact page, and your story page. You don't have to have a live Hangouts page. I do that because I want people to be able to see what's happening on a weekly basis on what I'm doing, right? So they can see that, and then they're like, oh, I want to come to the next one. But how do they get to the next one? Well, the only way to do that is to bookmark my page or like go back to a like capture form where I can tell you that we're going live, right? So you get like told on Google Plus that it's going live, right? And then I'm putting it on Facebook that we're going live. Okay, so if you're in people's inbox in an email, like everyone on my list is getting an email. It's not just about like my team, right? Everyone on the list is getting an email, so they're all getting the content and stuff anyway. But like this, if you see, like I'm using the Kalatu platform, like you can see how easy it is to use the Kalatu platform, right? So if it was WordPress, man, I've got to go and get plugins for all this stuff. And I've got a list of about 100 plugins. Well, it's not 100, it's like 20 plugins, right? Hundreds of exaggeration, you know, of stuff that I used to use. And there was stuff that broke, just they stopped using it. And then you got to go and find something else. With Kalatu, everything is designed to keep up with the times. And if something is out of date and they don't want to use it anymore, then they'll change it. All right. So once you've got your initial setup, I haven't changed anything. I don't want to change anything, right? So your initial setup, you've just got your basic stuff in there. You know, what you want to use for a background, you know, the video that you want to put in there. Don't shoot a really long video for your introduction to your blog because it's just going to continue to play. People are going to turn off really quickly. Make it really short. You know, consider an ad on like TV, not Super Bowl ads because they're like 4-minute long. Right, you only want about 30 seconds to max about a minute. You know, it's like, hi, welcome, thanks for turning up, thanks for taking massive action. You know, just for turning up, subscribe to my list, and I'll send you the PDF. You know, for your freedom action plan. It's the 5 things that you need to do on a daily basis to create your freedom from home. And hopefully, I'll catch you on the inside. That's it. That's all you need, man. You know, so. You don't need to spew out a 10-minute long video. You know, this is me, this is me, this is me. You can do that later. People are going to see you. They're not, for right now, they're not, when they turn up to your blog, they're not there to find out who you are. They're only there to get the information that's needed, right? So that information that they need that you're going to give them. So they've looked up on Google, you know, they've gone to Google how to write good blog content. Okay, and you've written a really nice blog post about how to get really nice blog content. That's what they're there for, right? Later on, hopefully that they see more of your posts, or they like that post, and then they come back, and then that's how you get the return traffic. You don't want to be bleeding on their hearts, like, oh, this is my story, blah blah blah. It's like, boom, thanks for turning up. Subscribe to my list, grab my PDF if you want. Read more content on my site. I love helping you out, and I hope you do really well in your business. I'd love to hear all about it. Contact me through my contact page. If you need tools, go to my tools page. Okay, so this is the sort of stuff that you really need to, like, tell people where to go. Like, go and check out all my tools on my tools page. Contact me through my contact page. If you want to know any more about me, you can go and see my about page and see my story, where I started online and all that sort of stuff. All right. So the thing about your blog is, if you go and look at all the blogs across the board, everyone's slightly different, but you need to brand yourself. And this is the whole thing about it, branding yourself differently. Even if you're starting out, you can brand yourself this bit differently than everyone else. So if you set yourself up for success, excuse me, if you set yourself up for success, then you're going to be sweet as, man. All right. So all your videos are here, like, just quickly, like your menus. Okay. So over this side, you've got all your pages and stuff, right? And it shows you what pages you have. Now, you can move these around, like, if you wherever you want them. I've got them set out in a particular way, how I want people to go back there. Why are you doing that to me? It's not really going to matter. I'm not going to save it anyway. So I've got people to, like, your home page is there, right? So, and then it's like my story, and the tools is actually between, like, my story and my blog, because the blog goes into the tools, my story goes into the tools, right? And then they connect later on, right? And then live hangouts right at the back. So you need to actually think about how you have your menu set up, how you want people to interact with your website. Okay, so if you're doing like the live hangouts page, like, I just write a link. So the live hangout page here is just a link to the live hangouts page itself, right? And it's got a label which is like live hangouts. Okay, so you just set that up through the links bit. So you just put the URL in there, and then you put the the title in there. So whatever the URL is, like, simonphayward.com, right? .com. You just put that in there, and then you put the menu item. What are we doing? Live hangouts, right? So live hangouts, whatever, right? So that's the menu item, and then you just add it to menu. You make sure you put your URL in here, because if you don't, you can't add it in there. So if you know if you haven't built the page yet and you know where it's going to go, you can put the link in anyway. What'll happen is the link's broken because the page doesn't exist, so it'll come up with a 404 error. All right, so you can do things like build a 404 error page, and actually, like, if you're planning on putting something there that you haven't finished yet, you can say, hey, look, it's not finished yet, but if you want to jump on my list, and I'll let you know when it's done. You can like, there's some really tricky things that you can do, right? So you just need to think out of the box when you're sort of setting stuff up. Don't be too stressed that things are not perfect. I went for ages. My contact page wasn't done. My about page wasn't done. It's not that, man, because they're there for the content to start with, and it's after a while that they see the content coming in that they're actually going to be sort of like, who is this guy, or girl, who are these people? Who is this person, and what is their deal, and what's going on? And then they'll start following you. Like, don't think that this is like everyone's robotic. Like, sort of, there's a psychology to the way people think. And if you actually sort of think about how you visit a website, what was the last time you went to a website, and what you did and interacted on that website? So if you start thinking as a customer, put yourself in the customer's shoes, right? So, like, when I'm in the bakery, it's like when they come to my front counter, right? How do they perceive all the cakes in the front counter? How do they see them? Like, how does it make it interesting that they want to, like, I want to sell something, I can bring it to the forefront of the counter and actually have people drawn to that particular thing through all the different cakes, right? And it's exactly the same thing. How are you going to drag everyone through your website to the cake, right? So menu items normally just they'll pop up with like your pages, and you can just delete them. So you can just remove the particular item by that, right? And then there's the save button is oh yes, there's one down there too, right? So the save menu button, you just save it. You can give it a name if you want a particular name. So back in your theme options, like if you've got like it says header menu, because that's where it's easy to remember where this is the header menu that you want to set it up, how you want to set it up, all right? So you just click on save menu, all right? So, but a lot of these things, a lot of these actual settings and stuff like that, the easy stuff is actually inside your resources, okay? So you can go and get all the tutorials and watch them. Now, your SEO stuff, leave this page, yes, because I changed it, right? Right? We get to it. Okay, so now if you don't, on your pages, you've got at the bottom of your pages, you've got a share option. If you don't set that up, this is what will happen. It'll give like that picture as a stock. So for every single blog post that gets shared, it'll be like that stock picture. I set up a share picture for every single blog post, so it's got its own picture and it's its own branding for that post. Right. So in your share title, this is just if you don't have one, right? So it's just going to be like it's come from Simon P. Hayward, Freedom Specialist, official site. Now your SEO settings for your blog, right? So your SEO title, right, are your keywords, right? So your keywords, obviously your name, because it's my blog, it's my branded blog. So I'm having that. And what I'm finding lately is people are actually looking up Freedom Specialist. So I'm hitting on that keyword as well now. So when people look it up, they don't just look up Simon P. Hayward, they look up Freedom Specialist. Where is this guy? Who is this dude? Right? I'm hitting on that keyword, your SEO description. So if you go to Google, right? So if you go to Google, right, you've got your title. This is your title. This is your domain, right, or like your URL, and this is your SEO description here, right? So when I do like blog posts and stuff, I actually think about the SEO description. So when someone comes here looking for something, right, these are all just excerpts from the blog. So you can see that they've got like 4 lines of stuff, right? If you think of these as, if I go here, right? So if we go to, I'll just go to kettles. So that's what I'm in my head right now, right? So if you come here, right, if you think of this as an actual ad, right? So if you think of it like, that's the title of your website, simonphayward.com freedom specialist, right? Then it comes up simonphayward.com / whatever, right? But if it's a particular page, it's going to come up with a particular SEO heading, which is going to have your keywords in it, right? But you want to add the keywords and the description like an ad. So if you come over here, great deals on top brands to add beta or better, buy kettles today, right? Save on kettles, Bing Lee. But you've got that, excuse me, you've got that extra space to actually write something. Okay, so welcome to the official website of simonphayward.com, Simon P. Hayward, Freedom Specialist, helping to free you by teaching you how to create your freedom by working from home or from anywhere in the world online. Right, so there's keywords in there that I've hit on, right? And then you want to add your keywords down here. You know what I mean? So like the keywords that you're sort of hitting in your website. Don't go after too many keywords to start with. When you're starting, right, and you're building up your blog, hit on, if you're talking about like SEO, like get some SEO keywords and hit on those keywords for, those posts. And then the same thing with online marketing. You're talking about online marketing, get those keywords going and stuff like that, right? If you're in your your health niche, right, get all the keywords for your health niche and hit those keywords. So make sure you hit those keywords in your posts. All right, so you don't need to worry about the XML map. That it's just so like the Google little spiders can crawl all over your site. All right, you can actually send the Google crawlers there on your site if you really want. And that's something that I do. I use the Google crawler to go there. So, wow, all right. So, so right now we want to go into the plugins. This is the extra bit, right? So if you see, just move myself down. If you see here, right, you got the premium plugins, right? So InstaBuilder builds your web pages and your landing pages and your opt-in forms. So I'll show you how to use that another time, right? But what you want to do, you got to make sure that you set up your analytics. It's so slow, right? So you go to Google and you can click on the link here, and it'll take you to the Google Analytics dashboard, and you get your tracking ID to your analytics, and then you put it in there. The other great thing too is there's a phone app. You can just download the phone app, link it. So, social proof, I'm getting this cool traffic today, blah, blah, blah. Right. Now, this is the really cool stuff. This is here in the header codes is the stuff that you can mess around in the CSS for your website and stuff. You can't get too, why am I coughing? You can't get real too specific about everything, right? So if I go to this one, right, so you can see sort of how it looks before I sort of messed around with it over here, right? So you can see that's what it looks like now, and this is sort of how it sort of sets itself out, right? So that's like a test picture. Now, just want to move this out of the way for a second. You got to make sure that you use Google Chrome. I use Chrome because of this extension. I'm not sure about Firefox or anything if they have the extension, and I don't know how to do this on a Mac, so don't ask me. I don't do Macs. I think they suck. So if you've got one, you suffer. Right, so just right click, and what we want to do is inspect the elements, right? So these are the CSS elements that we're actually going to use. It's loading. I just had it open. Right, so I'm able to go and find out. You click down here. This is your magnifying glass. It used to be a magnifying glass until I changed it. Right, and this allows me to check out, like if you see, it's got what the CSS name is and the classes and stuff for that particular item. So, like here's like its class is surname. Okay. So down here, you see here the blog body, right, is called home blog. So in the CSS, if I click on here with the magnifying glass, it gives me the options here to see. You can change the font size and what its name is or what it's referring to here. Okay, and you can change all the colors and stuff like that. Like I'll show you in a second how I've done that. All right, so it gives you the div is the box that it's actually in on the web page. All right, but what you want is when it says class or ID, that's the actual name for that box, right? So that box is obviously surname because that's my last name, right? And then it's like class name, that's your first name, right? So we can mess around with those, right? You can see that I made them blue, oh well, bright teal and orange. We can mess around with this stuff, right? So there was an image here, right? So the image that's here, right? There's an actual image. So that image that I said here, that was a round little image, I got rid of it, right? And I'll show you how I got rid of it, right? So that's the actual image, right? So if you hover here, that's the actual image that was there, right? So it's round, it's got borders on it and stuff. You can get rid of the picture, no picture, and it just leaves a circle, and it looks crap. It's no good for you branding, right? So you can mess around with this stuff. You don't want to go messing around too much, but it's only the CSS, so you can't stuff up too bad. If something stuffs up, you just undo it. Okay, so if I go back over here, this bit of text here gets rid of the dates, like the metadata dates on your posts. You don't want dates because if you're new, people are going to see that, oh, you got a date and it's only last week that you first post. You don't want to be put down for like having a post from 6 months ago and you haven't posted in 3 months and then you posted in 2 months. You don't want to be put down for that. So all your posts are coming up as they're just there, right? So you just add that little bit of code in there, right? So, but when you're messing around with this, what you need to do is, if I just do a new text document, I don't want to do that. I'll go to Photoshop. It's just easier. All right, so I'll just go to Photoshop. New. Actually, no. I won't do that. I'll go into Notepad, where I should be doing it, to show you some of the CSS. Right, so file new. Right, so in CSS, the way a website works, right, is indexed HTML. All right, so we go back to the top. No, not that one. Index. Right, so you've got a doc type which says that it's HTML, right? That says this is a website, and then you've got the HTML language, okay, and then a header, which is like that's where all the documents load. So if you got like your style sheets, your style sheets, so your CSS, how it looks, right, and then all the funky stuff like videos and your favicon and stuff like that, right? Your meta titles and your metadata for the page, like how to like your SEO sort of stuff, all right? And then you've got, so that's all the things that go in your head. That's different to your header, right? So the head is what you don't see, but it's what, when you load the page, that's what directs Google or the internet to actually load the page up. All right. So this is your header. Okay. So your header space is that bit that's at the top of your page. Right. So that's the sort of stuff you want to be playing with. Right. So then you've got your body, which is where all your content is. Okay. So within your body, you've got your header spans and stuff like this. Right. I'm just going to go through this really quickly because you can get really, 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 really in depth with this sort of stuff. All right. So, but what I wanted to show you was like when you're messing around with the other stuff, right? You need to do a style sheet. So it's what it is a style sheet within the body. So it's not a separate style sheet like I'll have on like a landing page where I've build the HTML and then I'll build an external style sheet, right? So your style sheet needs to have an open and a close, all right? And you need to do this with any sort of website or web page that you're building. No, I don't want to download it. Right, so the style sheet opens and then the style sheet closes with the backslash or forward slash, all right? So anything within that I do in CSS is going to affect what happens on the page, right? So if you see when I go back to here, right? So here it says style, right? So what we're trying to do is tell the document that it needs to have the text CSS. So I'm actually going to go directly and affect the text CSS through the style sheet. Okay, so I'm telling it this is a style that I want
on the page. Okay, so the dot represents class. Okay, and then the dot, so your dot name, right? So dot entry meta, that's saying grab this class name from the HTML, and that's what I want you to affect. Okay, if you get an ID, right, you use the hashtag. So hashtag ID, right? You know, hashtag banner, whatever the hashtag is. Okay, so you need to go and like learn a little bit of the CSS. Now, the best place I find to when I want to do something, it's like CSS orientated, and I don't remember what I'm doing, and I'm always opening this page. Okay, so you just go to Google and say I want to do color CSS. Okay, so I'm looking for colors or how to change the colors in CSS, right? So I go to WE Schools. First, I'll just look up for what I want to do, but it'll usually come up with like W3 Schools. Okay, so if you click on there, and it gives you all the options and like a few of the hashtags or hexes for all your colors, right? So any color that is out there, all 16 million of them have a hashtag. Okay, and then any color you put into your website, you can change just through the hashtag. Okay, so it'll tell you all the really cool stuff that you can mess around with CSS. I don't want to do a whole video on how to actually go and write a HTML coding, right? If you want to know something, the best place to actually learn how to do something really quickly is Google. Like go to YouTube and just go, how do I do this? How do I make an animation? How do I do this? Right? That sort of stuff you probably, a bit down the track for learning how to do stuff. Right, it's a bit more advanced. Right, this is a little bit more advanced, but you can get away with not knowing anything right now and just go and change a few things. All right, so I'll show you what you can change. Okay, so over here, so this banner, right? So if I look here, right, I've clicked on the banner, the bit that I want to change. So it's loading, right? So if I keep clicking on that, you can see how that's the banner, right? So it's got its own little like banner ID. Okay, so that shows you the whole banner. Okay, but if you move over, sort of being slow here, right? That's the inside of the banner, and it's got its own specific width with inside the actual banner span. The banner span is full size, so it doesn't matter whether it's on a 60-inch monitor or a mobile phone. That dictates what size everything's going to be, right? The actual web page itself has a max width. It's only going to be so wide, and it's only changed, by what you do to it. You can change it if you want. You can make it full width. You can make it so it sort of sits over to one side. You know what I mean? You can do all that sort of stuff. But I suggest just keeping just to the minimals, like changing colors and changing fonts. Okay, which is really what you all like want to do. Or get rid of like I did, get rid of that picture there and just have me over there. I'll put your picture there and change it from being just round and having like no outline, like no background in your picture, like Paul does. You can have him hanging over there like a little monkey, right? So you can adjust these sorts of things, right? So what I do is I just hover over them and then I find out what the name is, right? So see how it says div? That means it's inside the div, and the div is actually called something. So it's actually got a class. So if I click here and then look down here at highlights, right, it says class is text. There's no dot down here. The dot there, thanks for that. The dot, I can't move my mouse up there. The dot up there is actually telling you what the text name is. Like that it's, the dot represents class, right? If it was a hashtag, right, it'll come up with a hashtag because it has an ID. I don't know if there's any IDs. can have a C, an ID. Everything's in a class. Everything's got a class, all right? So it doesn't really matter. So most of everything's just a dot, right? Now, over here, it's going to tell you the sorts of things that that particular ID or class or area, like, you know, this part here is actually what it is, you know. So what's the font size? So it's 32 pixels. The font weight is like, how heavy is it? Okay, it's like 200. The higher the number, obviously, the more the bigger it is. All right. So, and then transform the text none, which you can do all sorts of things. Like when people turn up to your page, man, you can have your title spinning around, man. You can have it bounce in. You know, there's animations and stuff that you can add. All right, that's for another time. All right. So we go back to here. So if I go, like, this is my, like, the banner in an image, right? So I wanted to display none. So what happens is that the image disappears. So even though there's an image in my theme settings, or if there isn't an image in my theme settings, it just disappears, right? And then I was messing around with the size of it. You can change the size of it. You can change where it sits in your header. You can swap your picture over to the other side. You can do all of that, all right? Just by learning a few little things with CSS, right? So I just wanted to show you quickly what you can do. It's going to take you messing around a lot, right? Try not to get too fiddly with it, too down, worried about, you know, getting stuff like in your face and out of getting it done. You know, just like, you don't need to go and learn 6 weeks of coding to do this. All right, you can do this today as a noob. All right, I learned HTML in a week, so if I can do that in a week being a baker, I'm pretty sure as a noob I can show you how to change, you know, a banner, right? So you can mess around with the size of your picture. You can have it huge if you want, right? You can actually make it really big, and you can actually do all sorts of stuff, because there's like themes there. You can actually have like full extension videos. All right, so you can do some really cool stuff, you know, extend that video out to a full page, right? And then you can have it collapse and stuff like that. So there's all some really cool stuff that you can do. But like I said, that's all sort of stuff that goes on later. And then the image itself had a name of round image. So that's inside the actual image. So like to get rid of the border, because it had a border around it too, just go border none, you know, and then the border radius was 0 pixels. So the picture itself actually had a radius. So then it became square. So I can fiddle around with a square picture. You know, if you want to make it, you want to have a round picture, you can have half a dome picture if you want, like this, right? So you can affect the two top radiuses or the bottom 2 radiuses, right? This is all stuff that you can sort of think about when you like sort of how you want your page to look, right? So in particular, like if you want, like my page, like I just said, you know, I do this, right? Sort of draw your page out how you want it to be, you know, like, you know, how you want your page to look. Where do you want your menu? Do you want your menu up here? You know what I mean? So think about the design and how you want to brand yourself. Like it's a really good platform to be using the Kaleido, and the things that you can change are really awesome. So that text, like I said, like dot text. Oops, wrong one. So that text is just dot text. Click on it, right? So just affecting that, it was basic white, right? So all we did was change the color, right? So I went to because I use Photoshop, so I just go into Photoshop and get the hex code. But if you go to Adobe, I believe if you just type Adobe Color Wheel, free page, right? Yep, that's the one. Right, so we go to the Adobe Color Wheel. To do. I hope that's the right one. right, you can plan actually what colors and stuff that you want to use, right? So this is the color wheel, right? This is used by all the top designers in the world. Okay, when you colors actually, if you've they actually bounce off of each other. So if you go, I just want to use, I want to use my favorite colors, right? They might come out like crap, right? So, like certain tones, if you want to just use one color, right? So you just move these around, right? And this will give you color ranges, like the 5 color ranges that all suit together. And these are all the colors that you should sort of use that match well together, right? See, there's colors that you might actually not realize that actually go well together, right? So say you like blue, right? And like we like that really nice sort of deep marine blue, right? On the opposite end of the scale is green, right? If you like the color wheel, like the 3 primary colors and then the secondary colors, right, are in between because they match. So when you're looking at colors, certain colors actually look better together on screen. So all you can do is just grab the hex code from down the bottom on the color that you want to use. All right. So and then you just go and chuck it in there. Right. So when you put in something in here, make sure it's got. Just go back quickly to here. Right. So whatever we're doing. So let's say we're doing .text. Right. So we're affecting the text, calling the element. Right. Then we put the brackets, and anything within those brackets is what we're going to affect. So if we go color, right, and we go colon, right, that says color, colon, and then we want the hashtag. Now it could be black, right, which is just all zeros, right. There are a few colors that you can get away with just typing black, okay, and then you close it by semicolon. Okay, so anything that comes after that is going to be that. If you want to do like the background color of your page, right, will come under body. So background color, the same thing again. We can have it as black. All right. I haven't done any of that because my color is it's like a teal. I've kept it like that because it's a nice color. So I've kept it that way, right? So you can actually I can change the background color of the actual box, right? Because there's no background color now, I can add a background color to it if I wanted to, okay? Just by saying background color. That actually affects the background behind the letters. So you can have a box with your text, but you can fiddle around with the size of that box as well. I need a drink, man. I just got to go and get some drink, man.
No problem.
All right, just quickly back. So, and then like you can stuff around with the font family for each of them. Like so, if you see here, right, that's the stock standard font that comes with the theme. Okay, but I changed it to Impact. Now, if you go to Google and you go to Google Fonts, you can find which font you actually like to use for your page. You can change all the fonts on your page, but you can't actually change too many of the fonts with the headings and stuff. They sort of the themes sort of lock you out of that. But doing it this way, I can change the font, like the font family, right, and then the font color. Okay, and I did the same with the surname. Now, if you've got a font that's like that, see how that's bold. You can actually make stuff that's bold, right? You can change the size of it. You can make it huge if you wanted. Like, all right. So you can do all sorts of sexy things. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this box, make this video a little bit bigger right now. it looks cool right now. I sort of, you know, I want a few different things than like everyone else. Right. So at that point, why am I coughing? So it's sort of at that point where, you know, everything's looking pretty sweet. So, but you want to make sure that everything's like pointed at your direction. Like I said, I use Photoshop. I use Photoshop to create my banners. So I can quickly change like a banner, like, you know, instead of having just like a Google Plus symbol that everyone like sees, I've got banners that say join, like, connect with me on Google Plus. You know, click here, click to connect with me on Google Plus. Click to connect with me on YouTube. You know, it's branding. It's all about me. It's not like people see Google Plus and they see it all the time. But those things, I've kept those things for the share, right? So I've been a little bit more specific and more different about the way I approach stuff, right? So, is that the ad? No, that's so I, yeah. So when I do like my pictures and stuff, I keep to a particular size in pixels, right? So even if you're not using Photoshop and you're using GIMP, right? GIMP's just as good as Photoshop. It's so the canvas size I use like 612 pixels by 320 pixels. These are the same size pictures I use for Facebook as well, because they share well. The actual size actually shares well on the blog and looks really nice. And even if I'm putting pictures, let's cancel, right? From like these pictures here, you see how they're all the same size? It's because they're all, you know, 620 by 312, right? If you have like your pictures, like your what is it called? The main picture for it, right? And you have a picture that's this big, right? And then you have a picture that's this big, and then you have a picture that's this big. It doesn't look consistent. It doesn't look nice. Sure, the pictures might be sweet as, but it's gonna look choppy, right? So you want to keep a bit of consistency within your pages, okay? So I just do that. There we go. So I just make sure I keep all my pictures the right size. So, you know, that's, what did I say, 620 by 312 or something. So I just make sure I keep them all the same size. And they've got my picture in them. You know, if they're videos on me, you know, and stuff like that, I put my picture in them. I make sure when you like it shared, it's people see your face everywhere. You know what I mean? So I sort of started doing, like, when I did my posts and stuff, I went, oh, I'll just sort of do things around the what it is, right? So it's sort of interesting to what it is. But I think it's better that you actually brand yourself and say, this is what I'm saying. So, you know, what my call to action or my title, my hook is actually a little bit different to what the post is called. So if you see it when it's shared, the hook and the description are different to actually what's written in there. It's all to entice people to actually go and read it, right? It's not that they're going to read a little excerpt and go, oh yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so I want to tell people in that little excerpt, like here, what's going on. So this excerpt, you know, it's the same excerpt that is going to be shared. So people, it's not just what's actually written on the post, right? So I do things that's slightly a bit different, and I'm finding that it's actually enticing people a bit more, especially when they find it organically on Google, that they click more, right? So making your banners, I don't really, I just use Photoshop to make banners. Like there's particular sizes of banners. If you just, I haven't actually got a blog post on it, so I'd say go to my blog post. But if you just look up on Google for sizes of banners, there's particular sizes of banners. So if you're putting ads around, like banner ads on other people's websites, they want a particular size of banner. So, you know, it might be 90 by 90 or 90 by 720 or 712. Oh, that one's, I think, 300 by 250 or 200 by 350 or something. That banner there. So you want to keep within those sizes because you've only got a certain amount of space for like real estate. Okay. But I could probably, because it's my site, I could probably have a banner that's, you know, this long if I wanted to. You know what I mean? I can make that a GIF, like a moving one, like I had on like my posts. If I wanted to, you know, I could have the letters come in and out and all sorts of stuff, right? But I do that with like Photoshop and After Effects. If you want to get those, they're on my tools page. And like they're the best tools. Like I started out with GIMP and I loved GIMP, but you get restricted after a while when you want to do like animations and stuff like that. You can do it, but it's going to take your time out. And I go into After Effects, I type in something, and then I go move here, move there, boom, done. And then I go back to Photoshop and I say make GIF, boom, done. You know, it takes me longer to actually think about the project and what I want to say on it than it actually does to design it. So the whole thing is that your face is going to be everywhere. So even if you go and put, like, if I can go and put this on someone else's blog, right, on someone else's web page, right, make money now. But when I do that, I'd have it so it's like make money now, like come and make money. That's what that other banner's for. You know, it's like boom, 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 come and get my $3,500 a month, you know, residual income. You know, you can do it, that sort of thing. So just make sure that when you're branding, it's all about you, right? All about your niche. If you're doing like a niche, like I'm really good at sore throat. I don't know where it's come from. So Sean, is all this making sense to you? Because I know we lost Michelle. Whatever. Have you fallen asleep, Sean?
No, I'm here, buddy.
Does all this make sense? Does that help you?
Dude, you like right over my head.
Yeah,
you're getting into dude, you're like HTMLs. I'm like, that's like, oh, my head hurts.
Don't stress about it. HTML is really easy. Okay, there's just a few rules that you only need to worry about. Once you've got the basics, you can actually do it. Like seriously.
So I'm oh my God.
But you understood how to actually go and set your page up so you can get started.
Well, I've already gotten started on it. It's just making some final tweaks.
Yeah.
Having somebody potentially hold my hand so I can finish it up so I can get it published and get it online. Because I don't want to do one of those little thingies on the side that has everybody else's bullshit on the side from Empower Network. I would like to do what you did.
Yeah.
And create my own. So that's my brand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want 15,000 people out there and they're all doing the same fucking thing.
Yes, we are live. We like to swear sometimes. Sorry for that. I'll apologize for him.
We're not sorry. David Wood says, you know what? We don't care if you're gay, straight, single, married, whatever. We swear sometimes.
I just like to cut him down a few times. You know what I mean?
Just a word.
It is just a word. So have you got any questions in particular that you want covered, Sean?
On this, your Freedom Action Plan on the side, I'd really like to. How much time do we have?
I don't know. Right now we're at nearly 2 hours, so much for an hour. I just get talking. That's the way it happens.
See, when you're on a roll, I don't want to interrupt the roll. I'd like to know more about this thing on the side so I can play with my blog, figure out how to do it so I can change it up and get it done.
One way you can do it, So if I go back to my theme settings, right? Theme settings.
And then
Okay,
maybe I could walk through it on my blog,
what you
as you
can
stated.
what you can do, right? So, say, okay, here in your banner ads, right? So that's the picture I've chosen,
Yeah.
right? So
But
normally you have the other one that's there that everyone else has got, right? And it's leading to a particular page, right? So I've got the landing page there that I've created with the landing page InstaBuilder instead of the EN one, right? So that'll be instantly built because of the Class 2 system with your Empower network.
so you clicked on the Insta Builder on that one?
Yeah, I built my own. I built my own page here.
Oh, that's what I want to learn to do. I want to
Yeah.
for that widget on the side.
Oh, we might do that next weekend then.
All right.
Right, just you can leave it. You can leave it as your yeah, go straight to your EN one for now, right? Because it's going to take you a while to set your blog up. So don't try and do it all in one day, Sean. You know, do it for a couple of hours and then do something else for a couple of hours. You know what I mean? It's like what you're doing is doing 8 hours of like banging your head against a wall and it's doing your head in. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be doing that. If you try and do it all in one day, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get overwhelmed, and then you're just going to go, stuff it. You know what I mean? So just try and do a little bit today. I'm going to do this little bit, and I'm going to do this little bit, and I'm going to do this little bit, and a little bit's built into one big thing. Okay. So all I did with that banner is just put that banner in there, like that picture. But if, like I said before, you want a like a moving banner, like I can put where is it? Widgets. That was right on it, right? So I can go to widgets, right? So this right sidebar, right? I can add a widget. So right now I've got a text widget in there. Okay, so it's not actually that's strange. That's really strange. But you can put I can put any banner I want in there, right? Just by using the text. Because if you're gonna put like extra banners in there and videos and stuff in there, there's actually, if you go to add a widget, it comes up with all the widgets you want, right? So there's actually a YouTube one, right? So we can put a YouTube video in there, right? So it shows my latest YouTube videos. Right, so you just put your YouTube URL in there, and it'll show your latest YouTube video down there. Right, so I just want to get rid of that because I don't want it to come up yet. Or, shut up, Simon. If you put I can put like a whole bunch of different text down there, and I can just embed videos in there, video after video after video. If you want to do it that way, you know what I mean. So the same way you embed with the code to put it in here, I just put that in here, right? So if I put, I don't know if that's that one there. If I add another text, right? You can title them. You can put here. We'll just put latest video, right? Shut up, Simon. Right. So if I go and get this embed code, if I just copy that, the iframe.
Right, you can wrap it up when you're done.
If I put that in there, right, then I can see there, latest video. It's coming up down the side, right? And then the latest video comes up. You see what I mean? And then we can change the size of it to 300 by 100, whatever. That should change the size of it. But you'll need to fiddle around You need to fiddle around with it. You know what I mean? So if you you could have that as a video like that one, and like I can squash this video to just my face if I wanted to. You know what I mean? And have that on top of that if that's what I wanted to do. So there's all sorts of really cool stuff that you can actually go and do. All right. But what you want to do is just set up the main basics. All right. We'll delete that. We're not going to save it anyway. All right. Does that help you get that going, Sean? Sean?
Yeah, that'll work for now. I'll need somebody to hold my hand, but yeah, that's fine.
Well, putting that there is really easy, Sean. You know what I mean? It's not hard. All it is you're just changing your banner ad settings. So you change the picture, or you just click on here, right, and then click upload the picture that you want. Make sure that it's 300 by 540, the size of it. All right, and that way it'll be the right size. You can actually change the size of that in the code later if you want. All right, but I mean, you don't even have to use these ones. Like I said, you can use the text widget and put them in there, and then you can have like a banner ad that's 6 feet long. It doesn't matter. You can have a banner ad that just continuously scrolls. There's some really cool stuff that you can do. I mean, you don't want to do that sort of stuff. You sort of want to, but you don't want to like banner ad after banner ad after banner ad after banner ad after banner ad, right? So you want to put some testimonial videos in there, and then later on down here, maybe a bit of a navigation, so people are like halfway down, they can sort of navigate to somewhere else if they want to, and then put another ad at the bottom, and that's it. You don't want to be splashing ads everywhere, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your main thing here, your main goal is to get them from reading a post to signing up to your list. Right? They're not everyone that comes is going to be signing up to your list to buy from you, and that's the whole thing here, right? I like to stress that point, right? When you start your blog, don't expect to make money straight away, right? Don't expect that like you're going to turn it on and going to make money, right? Don't expect to make money out of it at all, because it's in the back end on your list, everything that you've done on a daily basis. That's why I say, if you're watching this video, go and get my like your Freedom Action Plan, right? And I explain to you why and how this actually works, why we go and market to our lists. But we email every day. We go and do active marketing and passive marketing on Facebook and all the social media and stuff. It's not just that they're going to click a link, they're going to buy, right? There are going to be some people that click the link and buy. And then there's better things you can do to raise your chances for that to happen. But most people aren't actually going to click the link and buy, right? They will get what you have, right? Like the Freedom Action Plan, that you like go and get it, and I'll explain to you how like you do the five things you need to do on a daily basis to actually like up your skills and up your game. Like bring massive action to your business. You know what I mean? So that way you can.
When are you going to be around again in the next couple of days? What's your schedule like tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm like free. I'm working, man. What are you talking about? I'm working lots. I'm working real hard.
You're working on your online business?
Mm-hmm. Of course I am. I work 24/7. I don't go to sleep, man. I don't sleep at all. I work really hard.
Perfect. Well, we should set up another time where you can spend some more time, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me when's good for you, and I'll be here. I'm not working right now, so this is my work. I need to get this thing done.
Yeah. You just need to go and set it up. That's all good. So is there anything else that you want to know, Sean, right now? So like when I'm not around.
I'm good for now.
All right. So anyway, if you're seeing this on YouTube, go to simonphayward.com, grab your Freedom Action Plan. if you want to grab your Kalatu, you can get it from simonphayward.com, or if you're anyone else that's from somewhere else that's watching this, someone's shown you from within my team or whatever, that's cool too. Just get back to them, and they can help you out and get you started, man. Because like seriously, the Kalatu platform is just wicked. So I've changed from like dealing with WordPress and banging my head against a wall every few months just trying to get a plugin to work. So if something breaks, it's not fixed easily. So if something breaks in this, it's already fixed and you don't even know it. So it's really good. All right, well, we'll head off now, and thanks for watching. So I said, go to simonphayward.com if you want the tools and stuff that we use within our businesses as a team. You can go to my tools page, simonphayward.com/tools. Connect with me on Facebook. You can go to my connect page and connect to me on Facebook, and I'll drop the link below on the YouTube and stuff like that. And if you're watching on my live hangout page, you got the banner up the top of my page. So just, you want any questions answered, or you want to hang out with me for a little bit and get some help on some blogging stuff and branding stuff, I'll be sure to help you out. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming, Sean.
Thanks, buddy.
Shame we lost Michelle. So she might have had some questions. Probably got bored or whatever. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys, and I'll